And welcome back, guys, to another chapter and book of Random. I am Keoni.
I am Lindsey.
And we appreciate you guys coming back, tuning back in for more randomness. So the last few days we've been talking about all kinds of crazy stuff, magic, aliens, got me thinking about other cool yet slightly historic things, which brought me to today's topic, which I think is kind of cool to talk about. And it is where would we be without the Dark Ages? Now, for those of you who are unaware of what the Dark Ages were, it was basically a period between 400 to 800 AD where the Western world was kind of collapsing, and advancements in science and math kind of came to a halt, at least in the beginning portion of it, and they kind of determined that it's like when there was no more Roman king per se, and the barbarians were taking back over, and they're basically whitewashing Western civilized life, even though it really wasn't that civilized. But who am I to judge? So really, at its fundamental core, this question is, where do you think we as a people would be 400 years more advanced than where we are now? Because if you think about it, if they took 400 years of advancements off the table, and it was a combination of that and the Roman Catholic Church also kind of putting a stop to advances in science and math because it kind of contradicted the Bible or the church. So there was some of that oppression as well, which helped lead to this long period where we've kind of slowed down in advancements. If you guys know anything about this period or any other details you guys wanted to add, please feel free to let us know. So where do you think, my love, we would be, just off the top of your head, like anywhere from 200 to 400 years more advanced than where we are now?
That is tricky, but I definitely think we would at least have more trips to outer space.
Okay, I like that. I definitely agree.
Yes.
I agree. Yep. I think we would definitely be. I think we would be colonizing space. Yes. Question is, would we be at an interstellar level, or would we be just within our solar system kind of level? You know what I mean, like cities on Mars type of thing. Because the thing about technology is that technology and our advancements as a species compounds. So the advancements we made in the last 20 years dwarfs the advancements we made in the previous 100 years. Every time we make more advancements, they help us advance faster and further, and that kind of leads us to this huge compound effect to where, like 15 years ago we were, let's call it 20 years ago, people didn't really have cell phones. I mean, you had giant brick phones, but like very rarely did you have there just wasn't regular cell phones. Now 20 years before that, everyone was on like freaking roll up phones and phone booths and stuff, and now 20 years later we have supercomputers in the palms of our hands. These things it's facial recognition, this thing talks to you, you can ask it questions, it's pretty early AI action, and it really makes you wonder, like, if given another 400 years of advancements, hell, even 200 years, where are we going to be? Like, where will we be 200 years, 2220? 200 years later, where will we be? What do you think? Let us know what you guys think. I definitely think we would be in space.
Yeah.
That's just, as you guys can tell, it's been our natural progression to try and shoot for the stars.
Yeah.
And I definitely believe... So one issue I see us having in the relative near future is AI. There's a lot of big people that have come forward that also recognize how much of a threat AI can be, simply because if it ever becomes self-aware. I know this seems like some crazy movie plot, but if ever it does become self-aware, which people are saying, or scientists do think that it will be that way, then we're screwed. Essentially, they'll realize real quick that humans are the cancer on the planet, and the planet will live on without us, but we can't live on without the planet. And if the AI wants to ever evolve or live, we can't have us blowing shit up. You know what I mean? Let's be real. So, but there's another thing. Would we have killed ourselves by now? You know what I mean? 200 years in the future, would we either A, have wiped each other out with nuclear weapons, B, develop different, more crazier weapons that would wipe us out? Would a pandemic, like a worse version of coronavirus, wipe out the population? Would a zombie apocalypse occur? Who knows what 200 more years of us fiddling with science and technology would have got us. You know what I mean? Some I Am Legend stuff.
But also with how we take care of our planet right now, how they're saying that our planet is getting healthier with us being more indoors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if we didn't have this pandemic, or if
Right.
200 years in the future, would our Earth still even be here?
Super good point. Yeah. Would the planet be a desolate wasteland because we blocked out the sun with all our smog, or it's lit on fire because we burned too many holes in the ozone layer and just got hit with major solar radiation? What do you guys think about that? I mean, really, we don't take a very good job. We don't do a very good job taking care of our planet. That's a fact. Especially with newer administrations rolling back regulations on pollution and big corporations being able to dump their toxic shit into the water supplies. Like, why you would think that's okay? Like, I get it, the corporations are saving more money, but it's getting ridiculous. I mean, come on. Like, to poison your own water supply, like, how retarded can you be? No offense to people that have special things. But yeah, anyway, that's definitely different things you have to take into account. Like I said, AI, if we did become, there's different ratings in astrophysics, I believe, of the growth of a civilization. So I don't know where we're at on it. I don't even remember what it's called. But like I remember, like a level 5 or a level 2. I forget if it goes one up or down. But like a level 1, we'll call it basic, is like where we're at. And then level 2 is where we are, not interstellar, but within our solar system. Where we traverse and colonize different planets in our solar system. I think level 3 is where we are able to go interstellar. Level 4, I forget what that is. I think, level 4 is where we are able to build things around our sun to harness power directly from the sun. Like, we literally build structures around planets. And that's like level 4 type of civilization. And then level 5 is doing that and colonizing deep space. You know what I mean? Straight up Star Trek action. And yeah, so we are very far away from that. Even though technology would advance, like we were talking about yesterday, we would definitely need to advance a lot in order to be able to do that. I think it really boils down to us finding a way to create powerful perpetual energy. Sure, nuclear fission or fusion is a good choice, I suppose. I recently asked someone about that, like why we don't use nuclear reactors on space shuttles or whatever, and why we are dependent on basically what do we use? We use liquid O2, yeah? No, we use liquid O2 fuel for, I believe that's what we use on the shuttles to get them into space, for the booster rockets to get them through the atmosphere and stuff. We're gonna definitely need something, sorry, totally off topic, but what's kind of cool is like I watched this documentary on ideas for deep space travel and how we could achieve that. And one of the ideas is really cool. The ship that they designed, it's very an interesting concept. So right, like your car, you can only fill up so many gallons, right? You can only go so far until you have to fill back up. So that's not really a good viable option, right? So they're looking at different ways, and one of the different ways was they have their ship, this giant dome on the back, facing backwards like this. And what it does is it launches little nuclear bombs behind the ship as the ship's traveling, and the bombs blow up and push the ship further down. And because, in space there's no atmosphere, so there's no resistance on the ship. The same amount of energy you give something in space, it's going to continue that onward and forward. The problem is space is so big that amount of energy isn't enough. Like, you know what I mean? It's like throwing a paper airplane and it just never stops. The problem is the paper airplane's still going slow. You know what I mean? It would take forever for it to get around the planet. So you need more ways to keep building up speed to continue that. You know what I mean? And that was one of the ways they did it. So yeah, that would be interesting. But yeah, I definitely agree we'd be in space. I definitely think we'd be colonizing other planets in our solar system. I would hope that we would wise up and take better care of our planet and not suck it dry like we are currently doing. What else? Do you think people would finally agree that the Earth is round and not flat? Would it take 200 more years?
You have to have balance. That's why you have to have people that are not always on the exact same page.
That's true. Do you think, let us know, do you think that people within 200 years would rise above pettiness? Or do you think we would just be smarter versions of our, slightly twisted selves? I would hope that we, at some point, wake up. That's kind of, to me, it's like crazy to me that I would think, like, I know we talked about this in a previous episode, but you would think that people would want to grow to become the best versions that we can be. Like, I feel like we've gotten there from bashing each other's heads in for, like, a potato from way back in the day to now, caveman days to now. Like, we kind of realize, hey, shit, that's not cool. You know what I mean? We realize, self-aware, that that's not a good thing. You know what I mean? And we've changed and we've become civilized. Well, what if we became the next version of civilized where it's no longer, there's no wars and everyone shares. It's kind of like a utopian type of thing, you know what I mean? Where there is no jealousy or hate or spite and everyone works together in a cohesive unit, kind of like a bunch of bees, in that hive thing. But I don't know, just, it would be cool to see, but I don't think it'll ever happen.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think I know that being human is having rage and having anxiety and stuff. You got to have the good with the bad, or else you wouldn't know how good it could be, right? So, but yeah, let us know what you guys think. Do you guys think that we would be? Where do you think we would be? Do you think we would be decimated, extinct? Do you think that the planet would be on fire, or do you think it would be fixed? Do you think we would be terraforming Mars and traversing the stars? Where do you guys think we would be? I know 200 years to 400 years is a huge leap, so let's just go ahead and start with 200 years. Where do you think we'd be in 200 years? Do you have anything else to add?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys coming back. We're going to give you a fun fact touching on nostalgia. One fun fact I kind of learned way back in the day that I want to share with you guys, which is kind of cool and eerie, is that the Titanic, everyone knows what the Titanic is, right? The Titanic actually had two sister ships built out of the same port, the Britanic and the Olympic. They were actually all built in Belfast in Ireland. And the Titanic sunk. I don't know. I don't think it hit an iceberg again. Like, that would suck. But yeah, it also sunk. And that today, guys, is your random fact. And yeah, we love you guys, man. We appreciate you guys so much. Love each other. Take care of each other. Love you guys 3,000. And peace. Hey guys, thanks for watching our video. We appreciate you guys so much. And we'd like to see you guys in our other videos, so please watch here, and subscribe!